Doctor Doom may have already made his appearance and debut in the MCU, and we're going to talk about when, where, and how.
I'm Spider-Man.
Before we get too far into this, we're on the road to 3,000 subs and we are almost at 2,500. If you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. Hit subscribe, like the video, and also give me your theories down below because I read every single comment and I most likely will respond. Now let's get into this theory. And yes, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I think Doctor Doom has been around for a very long time, especially in the MCU. Let's address the elephant in the room here. Robert Downey Jr. is playing Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom, in the Fantastic Four movie apparently, and definitely in Avengers Doomsday leading up to Secret Wars, where he is going to be the big bad villain, the Thanos level villain for these next couple movies. Now I have to say, these movies are coming up very, very quick and we have to establish Doctor Doom sometime sooner rather than later. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they chose Robert Downey Jr. to be Doctor Doom. That, along with Joe and Anthony Russo, the Russo brothers who directed Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and are going to be directing Doomsday and Secret Wars, there's got to be some connective tissue. All of us have been theorizing and thinking about how they could possibly pull off having Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom in the 616 Sacred Timeline universe. And we know at this point that Doctor Doom is not currently, nor was he probably ever in the normal 616 timeline because, well, there's no Fantastic Four and obviously there's no Doom. We had Robert Downey Jr. be Tony Stark and we had the Avengers, but we haven't touched anything like the Fantastic Four or the mutants. But hear me out, what if this is a whole bait and switch thing? We know Fantastic Four takes place in an alternate universe not set in the Sacred Timeline, and that something is going to happen to their world to cause them to probably move over to the 616. And not only will the Fantastic Four be traveling over to the main universe, I think Doctor Doom as well will be coming over. If they leave the writing very plain and cookie cutter, I think we have Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four universe come over to our universe and wreak havoc. That seems a little simple for my liking considering you're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and again, you have the Russo brothers who have written this character so well, not this character, well, this actor who's now playing a second character. I think there is a massive reason as to why Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. They're not going to just say, oh, he looks like Iron Man, but he's an evil Iron Man. In fact, I think rumors suggest that, yeah, maybe Tony Stark was a variant of Doctor Doom. I've seen many people theorize and put thought towards the idea that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man was in fact a Doctor Doom variant, meaning that Iron Man was possibly adopted by the Starks when he was younger and was meant to grow up as a Doctor Doom, but actually turned the heroic route. I mean, could you imagine if this was the one timeline, the sacred special timeline, the one universe where Doctor Doom didn't turn evil, where Doom didn't want to control everybody, he just wanted to be a good person? Having said that, I feel like it would make all of the other Doctor Dooms, if there are any left besides the one we're going to meet in Fantastic Four, very angry. I think in the Fantastic Four film, as well as anywhere Doom pops up next, he's going to establish himself as this tyrant ruler who thinks he's doing the right thing, but is truly evil. And if he finds out that one of his variants across the multiverse, which he had not killed yet, was in fact one of the greatest heroes who ever lived, I think that's very, very interesting. Now let's think about the Fantastic Four film, and what if Victor Von Doom from that universe isn't able to transfer over into the 616, just our normal Fantastic Four heroes? And while the multiverse saga hasn't been everyone's cup of tea and they've changed directions multiple times in order to kind of try and get a cohesive story, I think there's elements that they've laid in previous movies that they're now not going to waste. My big example and the big theory that I want to go into with this video is that Doctor Doom is going to dream walk in the body of Tony Stark that is currently on Earth 616. In Multiverse of Madness, we know that Wanda Maximoff dream walked in a different body and controlled a variant of herself. Now, who else is extremely well versed in not only science but magic? Victor Von Doom. And coincidentally, if you look at the body of Tony Stark that is present on our 616 universe, his face is completely disfigured. So much so that someone like Victor, who cares so much about his appearance, would want to cover that up with a mask. So maybe the Doctor Doom we meet in Fantastic Four is completely fine. That way we see Robert Downey Jr.'s face and we put the face to the name, but to get that signature Doctor Doom look, the reason why he covers his face, he dream walks into the body of Tony Stark, aka his variant from our main universe. Therefore, having all of our Avengers in Doomsday fight their greatest friend and the greatest hero. opening up very interesting dialogues with many different characters, especially Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Again, I encourage you to look at Robert Downey Jr. at the end of Endgame as he is passing away. That is definitely something that Victor Von Doom would want to cover up with a mask. And of course, we have to point out the obvious, they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. RDJ said it himself, different mask, same task. Instead of putting a suit of armor around the world like Tony Stark did, what if Doom's idea is to put a suit of armor around the universe, creating his own little universe? A place he created to protect everyone but rules over like a tyrant, kind of the inverse of what Tony Stark did with Ultron and what he did overall as a hero. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Again, this could be a complete shot in the dark, but I think it's very interesting, and I'm loving that we can have all of these theories about these movies coming up because I am so very excited. Leave your comments down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon.